On this homework sheet from Module 1, Lesson 5, students will continue to decompose to subtract from a 10 when subtracting within 20. Later, they will apply this skill to one-step word problems. For number 2, students are to fill in the blank to make the number sentence correct. Just like in past lessons, it's important to remember that the left side of the equation must be equivalent to the right side of the equation. The numbers 14 minus 8 can be written in the margin over here in order to determine their value. I look right away and I see 4 minus 8. That's not something I'm going to circle because if I have 4, I can't take 8 away. So I'll decompose 14 and say 10 plus 4. I'll remember to bring down the minus 8. Again, I'm not going to circle 4 minus 8, but I can go ahead and do 10 minus 8 and bring down my plus 4. So 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring down my plus 4. And 2 plus 4 is 6. So I know that 14 minus 8 is 6. I'm just going to write it right above it. Now if you take a look at the right side of that equation, it says 2 plus blank. Well, 14 minus 8 is the same as 2 plus blank. If I look over in the math problem where I've decomposed, I can find the answer right here. 14 minus 8 is the same as 2 plus 4. And 2 plus 4 is 6. So I'll write it up here. Now we know that the left side of the equation is equivalent to 6 and the right side of the equation is equivalent to 6. Now let's do the next problem together as well. 15 minus 6 is the same as 4 plus something. We'll focus on the 15 minus 6 section. I know I can't circle 5 minus 6 because if I have 5, I can't take 6 away. So I'll decompose the 15 and make it 10 plus 5. And then I remember I have to bring down that minus 6. Again, I'm not going to circle 5 minus 6, but I can do 10 minus 6 and then bring down my plus 5. I know that 10 minus 6 is 4, and I'm going to bring down my plus 5. And 4 plus 5 is 9. So I'm going to go back to the equation, and I'm going to write over here, 15 minus 6 is 9. I'll just write it above it. Okay, well, 15 minus 6 is the same as 4 plus something. If you look over in the equation in the margin, there it is. I can see 4 plus 5. 15 minus 6 is the same as 4 plus 5. Now, 15 minus 6 is 9, and 4 plus 5 is 9. Both sides of the equal sign are equivalent. The remaining 4 problems can be done the very same way, and if you need more room to show your work, use the back side of the paper. For problems 3 and 4, we're going to use the skill we've been practicing to apply it to one-step word problems. Mrs. Jones bought 12 eggs from the store in the morning. Her husband bought 5 more eggs in the evening. They used 8 of the eggs for dinner. How many eggs do they have left? I always like to underline the important information. Mrs. Jones bought 12 eggs from the store in the morning. Her husband brought home 5 more eggs in the evening, and they used 8 of the eggs for dinner. How many eggs do they have left? So I like to circle the question to make sure that I answer the question. One way I think that would be easy to solve this problem is to write an equation like we've been doing. So Mrs. Jones bought 12 eggs. I'll write a 12. Her husband brought home 5 more eggs. If he's bringing me more, I better add. But then they used 8 of the eggs for dinner. If I'm going to use some up, I'm going to end up with less, so I have to subtract. And now, if you continue in the same fashion that we've been doing in the margins, you can see how to solve this problem relatively easy. I'll finish it in the margin. "12 can be decomposed to be 10 plus 2. We're going to bring down the 5 and bring down the 8. Then we'll have 10 plus 7, because 2 plus 5 is 7, minus 8. We can't have 7 take away 8, so we better go ahead and go over here and do 10 take away 8. And then don't forget to put the plus 7. 10 take away 8 is 2. And 2 plus 7 is 9. Don't forget that with word problems, we should answer the problem in words. How many eggs do they have left? They have 9 eggs left. For the last problem, we'll just set it up together and then you'll finish answering it on your own. 11 pink roses and 7 red roses grew in Mrs. Thompson's garden. She gave away 9 of the pink roses to her neighbor. How many roses does she have left? Let's underline the important information. 11 pink roses and 7 red roses grew in Mrs. Thompson's garden. She gave away 9 of the pink roses. We're going to circle the question. How many roses does she have left? So we can make an equation. 11 plus 7, those are the roses that grew in her garden, and then minus the 9 that she gave away to her neighbor. Now you do it. You decompose and you come up with the answer. Don't forget to answer the question in words when you're done.